March 12th, 1944, 4:17 p.m. Near the hedgerows outside St. Lo, Normandy. The rain has just stopped, but the cold hasn't. It seeps through wool and skin alike. Mud clings to boots, to cuffs, to the last illusions of control. Unteroffizier Karl Muller presses his back against a cratered stone wall, fingers numb around the wooden stock of his Carabiner 98K. The air smells like wet earth, cordite, and fear sharp, metallic, undeniable. Then it happens. A voice cuts through the gray. Don't move. Hände hoch. Not German. English. Flat. Calm. Close. Muller raises his head slowly. You can almost feel his heartbeat in your throat. Across the field, silhouettes emerge from the mist. American infantrymen. M1 Garands leveled but steady. Helmets slick with rain. They aren't shouting. They aren't charging. They're waiting. Muller lets the rifle fall. It hits the mud with a dull, final sound. Around him, other German soldiers do the same. A machine gunner wipes his hands on his trousers before lifting them. A teenager from Bremen is shaking so badly his helmet slides over one eye. No one runs. No one fires. The war, for them, has ended in a quiet field that smells like rot and spring. An American private steps forward. He's chewing gum. Any officers? Silence. Mueller raises his hands higher. His palms sting in the cold air. He expects the kick, the rifle butt, the scream. Every warning drilled into him by his own army plays in his head. The enemy will humiliate you. They will starve you. March 18th, 1944, 6:40 a.m. Fort Meade, Maryland. Morning arrives gently here. No artillery, no whistles, no boots crashing into ribs. Just the hum of generators and the distant clatter of a mess hall coming to life. A pale sun filters through the barracks windows, catching dust motes in the air. You can almost feel how wrong it seems. Karl Mueller wakes to the sound of a bell. Not an alarm. A bell. Chow in 20 minutes. An American guard calls out in accented German, reading carefully from a note card. He clears his throat, embarrassed. Please, please. The word follows Mueller as he swings his legs off the bunk. The floor is cold but solid. No lice crawling, no shouting capo. Just rows of bunks, neatly spaced, and men blinking awake like survivors of a shared hallucination. Outside, the camp stretches wide in orderly barbed wire. Watchtowers, gravel paths raked clean. Armed guards, yes, but they lean against posts, smoke cigarettes, laugh quietly among themselves. Their rifles point down. At breakfast, Mueller receives oatmeal with sugar, bread with margarine, and coffee. Real coffee. The smell alone tightens something in his chest. Across the table, Gefreiter Hans Becker stares into his cup as if it might vanish. They're fattening us up, Becker mutters. For work, maybe, but when Mueller finishes, an American cook ladles him more without being asked. Later that morning, the announcement comes. Mail will be permitted, the camp commander says through an interpreter. What? April 27th, 1944, 2:15 p.m. Prisoner of war. Camp Atterbury, Indiana. The sun is warm here. Not brutally hot, not punishing. Just warm enough that men roll up their sleeves without fear of reprimand. You can almost feel how unnatural that freedom is. Karl Mueller stands in line for inspection. Shoulders back out of habit. Boots aligned to an invisible standard that no longer exists. The American officer walks past, slowly, clipboard in hand. He doesn't shout. He doesn't glare. He barely looks at them at all. Barracks clean. No issues. the officer says, almost bored. That's it. No screaming about dust. No collective punishment. No men dragged forward to be made examples. When the officer leaves, a murmur ripples through the line. Not relief. Something heavier. Confusion. Because now the comparison is unavoidable. In the weeks since arriving in America, the prisoners have learned the rules. They are simple. Almost insultingly simple. Don't escape. Don't sabotage. Do your assigned work. In return, food, shelter, medical care, letters, music, sports, respect. The Americans even post the Geneva Convention on a notice board, translated into German. Articles highlighted. Rights spelled out in black and white. It feels like a provocation. Why show us this? Becker mutters. As if we don't know. But Mueller does know now. And that's the problem. Work details take them outside the wire under guard, of course, to nearby farms and depots. American civilians watch them with curiosity. June 6th, 1944, 9:30 a.m. POW Camp, Aliceville, Alabama. The radio crackles in the administration building. News travels fast, even behind barbed wire. The invasion has begun. Normandy. The word moves through the camp like an electric current. Men stop mid-step. Guards stiffen. An American corporal turns up the volume, just enough for nearby prisoners to hear. Beaches. Paratroopers. Heavy fighting. For a moment, something like pride stirs. Then fear. Then silence. Because now, the war is no longer distant, and the Americans do not change. That is what unsettles Mueller most. No reprisals, no tightened rations, no collective punishment. Guards remain calm, almost deliberately so. Extra patrols are posted, but they are professional, controlled. The message is unspoken but clear. We are not afraid of you. Days later, a notice appears on the board. Educational programs. Available English classes. Carpentry. Mechanical repair. Even basic civics lectures optional. Never mandatory. Attendance is not recorded. This is how they break us, one prisoner scoffs. Softness. Yet the classrooms fill. Mueller sits at a desk with a pencil and notebook, learning irregular English verbs from a young American lieutenant who might have been a school teacher in another life. There is no mockery, no ideological speeches, just instruction, respectful, patient. Outside class, camp life continues with almost unbearable normalcy. Soccer matches between barracks, baseball demonstrations by the guards. On Sioux. May 8th, 1945, 7:02 a.m. Powell Camp, Concordia, Kansas. The siren is different this time. Short, sustained, not an alarm, a signal. Guards gather near the administration building. Some remove their helmets. Others stand very still, hands clasped behind their backs. The prisoners sense it before it's announced, an unease, a tightening in the chest, like the air itself has changed. Carl Mueller is sweeping a gravel path when an American sergeant approaches. The man looks older than he did yesterday. "It's over," he says quietly. The words don't land all at once. "Over?" Mueller repeats. "Germany surrendered," the sergeant says. Unconditionally. For a long moment, no one speaks. Then a sound rises, not cheers, not grief, but something raw and fractured. A man sobs openly. Another sinks onto a crate, staring at nothing. Somewhere, someone laughs once, sharply, then covers his mouth. The war ends for them. Without gunfire. Without flags. Without victory. Only wait. Later that morning, the camp commander addresses the prisoners one final time. There is no triumph in his voice, The fighting has stopped, he says. You are no longer enemy combatants. You are men awaiting a future. A future. The word feels heavier than captivity ever did. In the days that follow, the camp does not erupt into chaos. There are no riots, no desperate escape attempts. Instead, routines continue by choice. Men line up for meals on time. Work details proceed without supervision. Because discipline, once learned,